Hi, I'm Ray Gilman. You're watching Musicians Reveal with Joe Kelley.
Welcome to Musicians Reveal. We are extremely excited this afternoon. A longtime friend of our show. I think this is the fifth, maybe fourth or fifth time he's appeared on Musicians Reveal, formerly known as Upper Room with Joe Kelley. But we are happy he's up in Minnesota. The Rites of Spring, he released it. Brand new record from Ray Gilman. He works hard. We get a album just about every year. He's been busy touring. And he's with us right here. And he's got his guitar. He's got his semi blues brother look going on. So, hey, welcome Ray Gilman. This is a real musician. Yeah, acoustic and electric guitar. So, what do you
Yeah,
got? What do you got there?
I've got just a Fender
Okay.
acoustic 12 string.
I knew it was.
And
Yeah.
it's not an extremely expensive guitar, but it's actually very nice. And I tend to like to take the least expensive guitars out in the summer when I'm playing outdoor shows in the heat and humidity, and weather extremes.
Right.
You don't want to take a really expensive Taylor or something out, but I'm very impressed with it. I recently got this. It
Oh,
actually
okay.
plays better than my Taylor 12 string
Where
for
did you
like
buy it from? Where'd you get it?
a Guitar Center. It's about half the cost.
Oh, okay, right.
But I'm very impressed. Fender, they know what they're doing. They've been around long enough.
So when you
Yeah.
first, well, you didn't transition to play 12 string primarily, but when you jumped the first time to try it out, what do you have to learn to be proficient on it?
Just how to tune it. You know what I mean? It's everything's octave except the last B and the E strings are the same. And
Okay.
I got one from the Ward's catalog when I was in high school, and I learned then.
Right.
I thought it was cool. Probably paid $35 for it, or whatever they were back then. But it was a nice guitar, and it got me started. So I've had a 12 string ever since.
So where exactly did you grow up?
I grew up. I was born in St. Paul, Minnesota, and then grew up in Cottage Grove, Minnesota, just south of
Okay.
St. Paul, and that's where I live now
Okay.
in Cottage Grove.
What was the music scene when you were growing up in high school, like in the Twin Cities?
Oh, even in my town, I lived right across the street from Park High School, the school that I went to,
All
and they
right.
had live bands all the time. And even when I was a little kid, I'd go over there and watch live bands playing. We had a teen center where
Okay.
they had live bands all the time. I remember seeing Des Dickerson before he was in Prince playing there. I thought it was cool because he played Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Wow. Yeah, he's
But,
a real
they,
rocker. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was great. So I grew up watching other bands, older bands, and my band, we started when we were about 12, and we'd go watch these bands and then see how they played everything, and then we got to be friends with some of the older bands, and they come and say, "Hey, you're stealing our song list from us," because
Right.
we'd be playing everything that we learned from them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's always been some really good musicians around my area, and then Minneapolis, of course, and St. Paul. St. Paul's East Side, it's
Mhm.
called the Rockin' East Side. There's a lot of great bands came from over there. So it's I think it's because of the weather's so bad here in the winter that you have nothing to do but practice.
Yeah, that's what I hear. And you could audition to be Prince's guitar player, the job that Des got back then.
Yeah, I
I heard.
mean,
Yeah.
you never know.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
had some pretty darn good players though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And he's virtuoso in his own.
Amazing. Yeah. And another Minnesota guy, Bob Dylan, was up. We're up in Saratoga Springs, New York area, and he did a show here. And then 20 minutes from where we live, he went into a studio to record. So, yeah.
Wow, that's are you by Woodstock, New York, too, or?
I don't think so far, but it's not like getting your car 20 minutes. I'm 20 minutes north of Albany, New York.
Oh, okay. Is
Yeah.
that hurricane going to affect you guys? That's
No, I
coming
don't.
up.
I don't think so. I haven't heard. We're not on the coast. We're like They call it the North Country Northway.
Nice.
Yeah. So we get some cold weather up here, but par for the
Yeah, we've
course.
had a lot of smoke from the
Yeah,
Canadian
yeah.
Tire.
I saw you make mention of that. We had that here too.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. If it's the weather isn't hot and humid or smoky, but most of my about 90% of my concerts are outdoors this
Oh,
summer, and I've been lucky. I've only had two rained out of
okay.
about 16 or 18 of them so far. So I've been able to manage. And then tomorrow I'm playing outdoors in
Okay.
Hastings, Minnesota, and it's supposed to be really nice tomorrow. And I'm playing outdoors north of the Twin Cities Saturday in Wyoming, Minnesota. It's
Hmm.
supposed to be a nice day then, so I'm happy about that.
So when you travel for the solo gigs, what do you bring in tow?
Well, I have EV Electro Voice Evolve system, which
Okay.
they're kind of the towers, that people are using now. I've kind of, try to make it easier to move on my
Mhm.
back and everything. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's newer technology. It works really nice. I usually bring acoustic and electric. And then if I'm doing a full show, electric show, I have my tracks on a machine. The backing tracks, mostly I created everything on those tracks,
Right.
drums, keyboards, and everything. And then I've done some shows purely acoustic, which is kind of fun. I haven't done much of that, so I've just done a few shows like that. And I might do the Saturday show purely acoustic, because that's a noon to 3
Okay.
show. So it's
Yeah.
nice.
So
A lot of them are in the afternoon.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, you're home for dinner, and
Yeah,
yeah.
I had to play till 8 to midnight in Prescott, Wisconsin, Saturday, and
Oh,
that was kind of late. Prescott's just across the border in Wisconsin. And it's where
okay.
the Mississippi and the St. Croix River meet. So there's a beach and marinas, and there's all kinds of stuff going on down there. It's
Mhm.
kind of a pain. It's hard to park. I got to park, unload, and then I had all the spots are taken, so I had to go up the hill. Well, I left my emergency brake on and drove 11 miles home with the emergency brake on. I got home
You know.
like, what's that smell? Like, oh no. But I had it inspected yesterday, and my truck's okay. So
Okay. Yeah, I bought a car years ago, and I think I drove like 5 days in third gear. It was automatic, but I'm like, I
yeah,
called the dealership. I said, "What does this number 3 mean?" I mean, I was so, but the car was all right.
yeah. Well, things happen. Not busy trying to get all the gear and find a parking spot. I finally did find a spot close to the venue so I could load up again. It's
Right.
but
That
yeah,
that's the worst part. I mean, I did it for DJing, but as a musician, that's before and after. That's the tough part.
yeah.
Yeah.
The two wheeler that converts to a four-wheel cart has been one of my best investments.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And the worst thing is if you have to chase the money down at the end of the night, but I'm sure these
Yeah,
people are nice to you. Yeah.
yeah. They've always been good. And a lot of them will pay me in advance too, which I like.
Right.
And I haven't had that in years, but usually I remember when I'd show up to a bar and the owner was drunk, he knew something weird was going to happen.
Right. I did
I
a
haven't
wed
seen
yeah,
that.
I did a wedding. I always had a deposit. They put the deposit. I get there, they pay me there. In the middle of
Yeah,
the wedding, the bride and groom come up to me and say, "Oh, sorry, we can't pay you right now. We'll pay you when we come back from our honeymoon." I said, You got to come up with something. I'm not gonna play more music."
yeah,
And they scrounged up the money. So
yeah. I think I did a brewery a few years ago, and they were like, "Oh, they didn't leave us a check," and I'm like, "Well, you can go in that drawer and get me the money right there." So I had them get me. They tried to play dumb with it.
yeah. Yeah, they got to appreciate, you have to pay for what you want as entertainment.
Well, I mean, you have overhead strings and advertising and your gas. You have overhead just to get there.
Right.
So you need to be compensated for it.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, Ray, let's talk about the new record, which is outstanding. Ray Gilman, self-titled. So this album, I want to get the count, the official count. How many in the Ray Gilman catalog is this?
I think 21, 20 or 21.
Okay. Wow.
I kind of lost track now.
Yeah. So why self-titled?
I was thinking about it and kicking around some titles, and I thought, well, I haven't done a self-titled one, so it's easy enough. And I
Right.
had my friend Gary Cook took some pictures for it over in Minneapolis.
Okay.
He's a good drummer photographer, so I thought, I'll just self-title it.
Right. Yeah. Outstanding. 11 tracks on there. And one special one is dedicated to your son, Jesse. Rest in peace. And you released this before the album, right?
Yeah, that was I released that song "Gone Too Soon" as a single first,
Right.
and then I put it on the album. But
Right.
yeah, it wasn't that long after he passed away, so it was kind of therapy for me to write and record that song. And I used his Stratocaster on the song when I recorded it. So
Yeah. Oh, okay. What kind of musician was Jesse?
Jesse was a uh, dental IT specialist, so he was brilliant with computers.
Hmm.
But he did music just as kind of a side release.
Right.
He played guitar, bass. He'd do a little recording. He wrote songs, but his main thing was computers. One time, somebody hacked his computer, so he was able to track the guy down and call him. And the guy's like, "How did you find me?"
Wow. He must have been good.
Yeah, he was pretty. That was his main passion was computers. So
Wow. Hey, that's definitely hard to do to track down, but he did it. So yeah.
yeah, whenever I had any problems, I called him. So
Right. Did he record with you a bunch of times?
not him, his younger brother did.
Hmm.
He was more, like I said, he was more interested in computers, and he did music more as a sideline. But
Right.
my son Brian played with me for probably 10 years in Gilman's Crossing. He was a bass player.
Right.
But now he's a hockey dad with two kids, a girl and a boy, and they both play hockey and soccer. So his time is consumed now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot different now with does the kids do travel? Travel?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yep, they travel.
Yeah. We,
And
we we just stayed local, and then we'd put an all-star team at the end of the season, do some games
yeah, he's
for
up in
baseball.
Bemidji and up north and all over the place. And when they play. So
I got a question. I've seen the picture before, but recently I saw it again. It's a picture of you and your dad, um, and then there's a bunch of trophies. What are the trophies for? Do you remember that
that's
picture?
his bowling trophies.
That's what I figured. I thought it had to be bowling. Yeah,
Yeah, he was an avid bowler, and he played softball too. But
right.
yeah, he was proud of his bowling trophies.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was even on Bowlerama. You remember that? I don't know if you remember. There was a show called Bowlerama on TV.
Oh, yeah. And I think they was it New York, based out of New York, or they had something
It
similar.
was
Like,
probably a Twin Cities
okay,
local one, but I remember him being on TV for Bowlerama.
wow. Yeah, I mean those are great times. And how about in your home? What were your parents playing in the home?
My dad listened to rock and roll.
Okay,
We listened to everything. Well, a lot of '50s music in the Four Seasons, but then he got into. He was listening even the Doors and Nilsson, and I
wow.
listened to the Beatles a lot because my uncle. I'd stay with my grandparents, and my uncle was in high school. And when he went to school, I was a kid. He'd let me listen to his Beatle records,
Oh,
so I'd play them over and over and listen to all the, memorize all the lyrics and everything. So, the Beatles was one of them, and then I got into Creedence Clearwater Revival, a lot
yeah.
probably right away. And my dad, we had Motown going, all kinds of different stuff.
Why did CCR break up, and why do you think they never gotten back together?
I think there was an issue. The other guys were jealous of John Fogerty or something.
Right. His
And
flannel
I'm there.
shirts.
Yeah, so the last album they wanted the other guys wanted to sing.
Hmm.
It was called Mardi Gras, and it was kind of not a very good record. But the only two good songs were the ones John Fogerty sang. So,
Okay.
but yeah, that was it. And then he had problems with his manager, I guess, and
Hmm.
all that kind of stuff. So it kind of discouraged him from playing after that for quite a while.
Who's your favorite Beatle solo work?
Uh, hard to say. I kind of like George,
Oh, okay.
the quiet Beatle, and Paul McCartney, of course. But I think, as time went on, I appreciated George's work a lot. He's done a lot of really good things.
I'm going to vote for John Lennon. So we got them all covered.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
I like them all, but like probably now I like George. Because some of the things he did, it's pretty
Right.
cool.
I got to give you compliments on the lyrics on the record. Just, you mentioned, I think you mentioned something about lyrics before, but great job on some of the songs. Really, people got to pay attention to the lyrics.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Like
Talking about,
never
go ahead.
never forget rock and roll. It was
Yeah.
about in the 1980s. I had this house built by the Ashland Oil Refinery in St. Paul Park,
Hmm.
and it was our band headquarters. We had a 72 passenger school bus converted to a band bus that parked outside, and like every Friday night, all our friends would come over and we're practicing all the time. There'd be cars up and down the street, and usually a keg downstairs or
Right.
something.
Yeah. Got to
But
be.
that never forget rock and roll. It's kind of a tribute to those times.
Yeah.
And
Those are
that's probably
special
the
times. Yeah.
those that's probably the one that goes over the best when I'm playing it live now. And
Okay.
then that one and One More Season, I do that on the acoustic, and that people seem to like that song a lot.
You ended it with Tribal Space Group. Where did that come from?
That was just an experiment here with my gear, with some synthesizers and stuff, and I ended up with that. It's just every now and then I like to have a studio experiment, and
Right.
that was one of them.
Yeah. I think you hit the mark. Yeah. It's something cool to end the record with. Yeah. So since we last talked, I think we talked last March in 2024 or somewhere around there. Have you added more toys to your studio? Okay.
I went back to use a Macintosh computer. I used a PC through a good part of that.
Hmm.
I thought I'd save a few bucks and buy a PC, a Windows 11 computer.
Right.
I had nothing but problems, drivers and stuttering of the audio. So I finally bought a Mac Mini and then
Hmm.
finished the project. So I got the Mac Mini, and I think now I've already recorded the first song of my next album, and everything goes really smooth. You plug all your instruments and stuff in your board into the Mac, and it just recognizes it.
Right.
You don't have to download any drivers or anything. So yeah, I'm back to the Mac.
Back
Yeah,
to the Mac. Yeah.
yeah,
That might be a song.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You play everything on your records for the most part. And how do you build a song? Is it different every time?
Usually I'll sit down with the guitar and come up with something, and then play it in my head and get a drum track down, and then lay a rhythm guitar or a bass down, and then build it from there. Um, get the lyrics, and then a lot of times I'll do the lead guitar last because then I'll know where it fits in, with it. And sometimes I'll just sit down with acoustic and write the song, words and music. Like One More Season, that's what I did. That was pretty much done on my 12 string.
Right. Which
And
you
I've
put,
even started with a bass line, and then built it from there.
right. We got to talk about I believe one of your influences throughout your career, who recently passed away, Ozzy Osborne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah.
how did you get into Black Sabbath and Ozzy?
Well, when I was a kid, yeah, I think my friend's older brother brought a Black Sabbath album. Listen to this.
Uh
I
huh.
didn't know whether to be scared or what,
Right.
but I listened to the guitar playing. It's like Tony Iommi, and it was like nothing I'd ever heard before. Such
Right.
heavy guitar, and yeah, I think like 1975, I went to see him at Parade Stadium in Minneapolis, an outdoor concert. For their Sabotage album, which is a great album. But
Mhm.
yeah, they really rocked the joint then. Then I seen Ozzy later on solo with Randy Rhoads on guitar, fantastic guitarist. So
Mhm.
he's always had excellent guitar players in his band. Pretty much everyone that's played with him has been top of the line.
Where's Parade Stadium, that was an outdoor place?
Yeah, it used to be by kind of by the Walker Arts Center.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't believe it's there anymore, but yeah, it was. I used to see a few concerts there,
Oh, okay. Who
but
else
yeah,
do you
Ozzy got
remember?
everyone
Yeah.
doing the peace signs, you know.
He was definitely a one of a kind, and you know,
Yeah, he was an ultimate showman, you know. And
right.
basically, he did his last concert, and he was on his deathbed, you know.
Yeah, sitting in on the throne, right?
Yeah, he's like, it don't get any more dedication than that, you know.
Right. Yeah, he was Ozzy, he was, he so many struggles with health and all like in his latter years, but good spirit, everybody says.
Yeah, you seem like a nice guy, you know. I mean, I read his book, I Am Ozzy,
Okay.
and there's some very funny stories in there. But you know, then in a way, it's sad because of the drug addiction and stuff he
Yeah,
went
yeah.
through. You know that I mean, he paid the price for it. You know,
Right.
definitely.
Yeah, it's amazing when they can continue that long, some of the lifestyles. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, I saw a clip brought me back to like high school days. You were doing some Leonard Skinner outside Memorial Day.
yeah,
Yeah, and you hadn't played that for a while. You said, right?
yeah. It was with my friend's band Blind Eye. We
Okay.
did a concert at the Broadway in St. Paul Park for Arlo Arlinson was one of the owners, and he passed away of a brain tumor suddenly not too long ago. So we did this concert to benefit, you know, help his wife out with the medical bills
Mhm.
and everything. But I did a acoustic set, and then I did some songs with my friend's band Blind Eye. You
Right.
know, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, you knocked it out of the park. That was great for the version that I heard. So yeah,
Always fun, you know.
yeah, had that double album of Leonard Skinner, all the hits. I remember.
Yeah, that was. I remember going to the concert, seeing them about 1975 at the St. Paul Civic Center. You know, it was
Right.
quite an event.
Oh yeah. So you met a bunch. Did you meet the both Winter brothers?
Edgar, I met Edgar one
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Very nice guy, you know.
Right.
Uh, my my old band Compass, some of those guys were friends with the guys from Ambrosia
Oh
and
yeah.
Joe
Right.
Corda, you know,
Yep.
and they were backing up Edgar Winter at a concert, so they invited us, and we got to hang out with Ambrosia and Edgar Winter, and Edgar was great. You know, he was a super nice guy. He even gave me all of his drink tickets because
Oh,
I think he says I can't have none of this stuff here. His food and drink tickets. All right, thanks.
hey, nice guy, and you
Yeah,
remember to this
exactly.
day. And you got a nice picture. You should go on Ray Gilman's Facebook page, and he's got a lot of cool photos up there as well.
Yeah, RayGilman.com. I have a lot of stuff on there too.
Right.
Gilman with one L. So.
That's right. Yeah. We'll have all the links in our description, and people can go to. Where do you want people to go to buy the music?
Well, you can go. It's on Spotify, YouTube, all the digital platforms.
Okay.
And this one's you have to go to my show to buy a hard copy of it.
Right.
But the otherwise, it's on all the digital platforms because it's CDs. People just aren't that interested in buying CDs anymore. You know, like they used to be.
Yeah. We went from albums to cassettes, CDs, and then MP3s, WAV files. Yeah.
Now back to albums. You know,
Yeah,
I
that's
guess I'll
right.
have to do an album sometime, but it's much more expensive to do an album, you know, than it is a CD.
You should go back and all your records get at least one for safekeeping all your recordings
Yeah, do
for yourself.
put
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a best greatest hits on a record.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean I've thought about it. So
Right.
I'm still making new stuff though. So
Yeah, I know you're
I think
already,
I
and you announce when you have a song recorded with people, all your fans can keep up to date.
yeah I
Right.
just re-recorded. I bought a new
Mhm.
microphone. They had a clearance sale at Metro Sound and Lighting in
Okay.
St. Paul, and I got a really nice mic for $50. They're practically giving it away, and I recorded 12 string and vocals, and I thought that sounds pretty good. So I just built up a whole song out of that.
Wow.
got that finished. But yeah, for $50, I got a good bargain, I think,
So yeah, when is it going to be the time for you to produce an album for your granddaughter Anissa?
Well, she plays flute now in the school band, so I'm going to have to get her to put some flute down here,
Right.
play flute on it. But she's busy doing teenage girl stuff now with her friends. And
Okay.
I drive her to school every day, and we listen to her station, the pop radio. You know,
Okay.
we hear Pink Pony Club, by Chappelle Rowan, and there's
Taylor
some pretty
Swift.
good new artists out there.
Right.
You Sabrina Carpenter and you was it Benson Boone? He's a young guy, a
Oh
singer.
yeah. I've
He's got some really got a good range. But
mhm.
see, I know all the songs that she listens to now. She
I
tells her
know.
friends, "Papa knows all the songs that I listen to."
You got to break them out when she's at a gig, at least one of them, just to
Yeah,
should be knocked out. Yeah.
I got a playlist for backing music that's all those songs now.
Oh,
When I
okay.
take a break.
Yeah, that would be outstanding. You've been this has been the past few busy days for you. You got a lot of gigs that are happening this summer, right?
Yeah, I've probably the busiest summer I've had, since the COVID thing. Yeah, I've done a lot of outdoors, amphitheaters, patios, things like that, club patios.
Hmm.
And I'm just kind of winding down on it now. I think my last outdoor show will be September 28th. And that'll be about the last one before the weather turns.
Yeah, yeah. How
and
about
I'll,
growing up? Did you go to First Avenue and Seventh Street entry?
yeah, I seen a lot of great concerts there.
Hmm.
Too many to name, but I saw like Todd Rundgren with an 11-piece band.
Wow.
Joe Satriani, when his first album Surfing with the Alien came out,
Hmm.
just blew my mind. I even seen Devo there.
Wow.
Local band
Yeah.
like the Suburbs. There's so many concerts I've seen there. It's
How about the
over.
Replacements? Did you ever see them there?
I never did get to see them, no,
Oh,
but
okay.
I had guys in my bands who were big fans of them. I like Soul Asylum a lot. They're an excellent band.
Oh yeah,
A local.
Michael Bland, a friend of ours. He plays drums with them.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always liked them.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Just
saw them at the Mill City Music Festival downtown, and I think I was just dating my wife, and
mhm.
it was outdoors on like a parking lot, and they had a big stage, and we were sitting there, and I was about five deep, people back, and they were coming out, and I started to think, I wonder if they're going to start moshing, and they started out quietly with that song "Someone to Shove." Then all
Uh-huh.
of a sudden, waiting by the phone, and people start moshing, and my wife comes behind me.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So we had to move out of the mosh pit.
Yeah.
But
I have a similar experience. I went to see the Clash, and that was in Hartford, West Hartford, Connecticut. It was a small place, Agora Ballroom. I only lasted one song. It was Mick Jones wasn't in the band. I guess they were having Joe Strummer and him had some disagreements, and he didn't tour with them.
sure,
I just was like, it was too rough. I just had to. Me and my friend went. We're saying we're getting the hell out of here.
yeah,
And he
yeah,
stopped the
that's
show.
too much.
Actually, he stopped the show and was cursing, saying, "Everybody's getting effing crushed up here. You better stop." And
Yeah, I remember being at a concert and some kids in front of us who were lighting bottle rockets off and stuff. And this friend of mine, hockey player, he always liked to get in fights anyway. All of a
yeah.
sudden he started slapping him, crack, crack.
Oh,
Everybody was applauding. You're gonna put someone's eye out.
yeah, yeah. That's a little dangerous.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So, yeah, you talked about hockey and everything. I know we're both big sports fans, and you're getting excited for another year of the Skull and the Vikings. And
Yeah, I
how do you
mean, it should
feel?
be. I think we've improved, the offensive and defensive line. We got a second-year quarterback, JJ McCarthy, so that's kind of wait and see on that. But he seems like he'll be pretty good. But you really never know until it starts. I like our coach.
Yeah.
KOC, Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a real good coach.
Right.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. It should be good.
Yeah. This will be the first time McCarthy's going to be playing for you. You got hurt last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's our luck. But hey,
Yeah.
Sam Darnold came in and did a pretty good job. So last year,
Who did Sam wind up with this year?
Seattle, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I think.
We
I
got
think that's
Russell
who.
Wilson for the Giants. So
You got a veteran that's
yeah.
had some success, so
Yeah.
that might be good.
I got to look at the schedule. I don't know if the Giants are playing you guys this year,
We
but
got a undrafted guy. He played for the Minnesota Gophers,
uh-huh.
Max Brosner, and
Okay.
he's been lighting it up in the preseason. And he might end up number 2.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, he's this kid's pretty good. So I'm kind of rooting for him to at least make the team anyway. Kind of a walk on.
So what do you prefer, the Bud Grant days out in Bloomington or the new indoor stadium?
Well, it was fun outdoors with Bud Grant. I mean those teams were awesome. The Purple People Eaters.
Yeah.
And I had some season tickets at the Metrodome for the Brett Favre years,
Okay.
and those were actually pretty affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And the Metrodome, wasn't the greatest place, but now the new stadium's ridiculously expensive. I don't buy tickets anymore. I don't want to spend $300 to see a football game, but
Right.
if you buy the cheaper seats, there's like a third deck, and it's a steep incline. I see people swearing, getting mad, stopping, they're out of breath, climbing up all them stairs, so have a
Wow.
heart attack.
Yeah.
But it's a nice stadium, very
Right.
nice. But yeah, the price, now of some of these tickets, it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah. My brother, I've got a couple. One's a Jet fan. One lives out in Dallas, and they bought season tickets. And I think that when that PSL, the license they had to get,
Hmm.
that discouraged a lot. I think the next season was a lot of buying separate games.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's they're kind of pricing themselves out, and then was it A-Rod bought the Minnesota Timberwolves, him and another guy.
yeah, how do you
Now
feel
that's
about that?
Well, they're already asking for a new stadium, so
Oh, really? Wow, you got a nice state. It looks like pretty nice.
the Target Center is nice, yeah, but yeah, I mean, how much is enough? It's like
Right.
so. Then if they get the new stadium, the prices will go up even more. Like Paul McCartney's going to be playing at where the Vikings play, U.S. Bank Stadium,
Right.
and tickets are like $300 a piece. I've seen him in the past. He
Yeah.
was great, but I'm not paying $300 to sit in the
That's the
nosebleed
limit.
seats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
T-Wolves, they did better than expected this year. Definitely.
That's hard to say. I mean, they've been pretty good. I don't know if they've got anyone that's going to take them over the top, or if maybe Edwards, matures enough this year. But I think they'll be pretty good. It's hard to say. The Minnesota Wild, I think they're trying to sign what's his name, Kirill Kaprizov, that
Oh, the
Russian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's asking for a ton of money. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. Everything this time of year, if sports fans, it comes at us pretty fast.
Yeah, and the Minnesota Twins, they traded like 10 people off the roster.
I heard about that. Yeah.
But, they've got the young guys playing, and they've played about the same, maybe a little better, since they've actually been winning some games with the young guys. So,
I think you had Rogers, you traded him, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think to the Mets, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't followed it as much. I went to a St. Paul Saints game. That's the Twins minor league team. They play in St. Paul in a nice little stadium, and that's fun. Mm-hmm. And Brooks Lee played for them, but now he's like one of our stars playing for the Twins.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a nice baseball stadium, right?
Yeah, where was the CHS Field in St. Paul. That's really nice.
Right.
That's where the Saints play, and the Twins Target Field. That's nice.
Target Field. That's what I
actually saw Paul McCartney there a few years ago. It was great.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tickets were a little cheaper.
Yeah, and he plays for 3 hours, so you get your money's worth.
Yeah, great performer. Plays he plays bass, guitar, and piano as well. So
Yeah,
I'm sure he could play
fantastic.
drums, right?
Yeah, I think he plays everything.
Right, right. Do you do any Beatles in your set?
Yeah, I do. Uh, was it "I Need You"? That's a George Harrison song.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I do a "Slow Down," John Lennon.
Hmm.
It's an early song.
Right, yeah.
And 8 days a week. And "While My Guitar Gently Weeps," I do that one.
Oh wow, yeah. You're a
That
George
one,
Harrison fan, yeah,
yeah, I do that.
yeah. I
That
stayed,
usually goes over. I
yeah,
can loosen it up a little bit on the guitar. So.
yeah. How about the band? When you do with the band, who are you playing with these days?
I play with. I'm doing some children's concerts with Will Hale, my friend,
Oh yeah, you
and
had mentioned that. Yep.
we do. I do some duo with him, and then a four-piece band,
Hmm.
and then I fill in with my friend Ray Ellison, his band Blind Eye. I fill in with them guys sometime, but I'm mostly solo.
Okay.
I've been doing so. Yeah, whatever comes along. But the solo is kind of my main thing.
Right.
I just no drama. I just show up and do the gig and go home.
Yeah, that's right. And hopefully shorter drives than cross state and late at night.
Yeah. Hopefully, take my emergency brake off. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Wow. Hey, at least you got tons of stories throughout your musical career, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I could write a
Um,
book.
you definitely could. Yeah. We thought he was going to make a cameo appearance today. Garth, your beloved dog. How old is he now?
He's about 2.5 years old now,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so he's had. We've taken him to some training, so now he's mellowed out a bit. So
You taking what?
yeah, I've taken him to some professional training now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
he's getting a lot better.
We we
He
had
try,
uh we had a at home trainer would come to see us, which
yeah,
which were but it's expensive. So
yeah. We had the same thing. They're
right.
called bark busters.
Oh, okay, right. Train in the
But yeah,
environment.
he
Yeah.
did a really good job with him. And he was pretty wild when he's younger. All my landscape fabric with my wood chips on it, he
Right.
tore all that out. All of a sudden, I'd look, he'd be playing tug of war with the landscape fabric out there.
Does he play well with other dogs?
No,
Oh,
he
okay.
doesn't.
He just likes
He's
mom and papa.
yeah, he's very protective of me,
Okay. Yeah.
and so he's. And the trainer said I got him when he was probably less than 3 months old. He said he thinks I'm his mommy, so he's very protective of me. And he
Oh, okay.
listens to me better than anybody else.
Right.
So he'll if I tell him something, he'll listen. But he's getting better with my wife Patty too. So, but he loves it, Anicia, my granddaughter and the grandkids and that.
Yeah, and you go for some nice walks with them all around your home.
Yeah, I try to go twice a day
Right. Right.
with him, but he's had a big rash on his feet lately, so we've had to get medicine for it. Yeah, I have some of these neighbors that got to spray their yard, several times a month with some kind of chemical, and I
Right.
think he reacts to that. And I keep telling him, "Don't get it in my yard."
How do
It gets
you
expensive.
ever have a torn pad on the dog's paw?
Uh, he actually his feet were itching so bad he chewed a hole through one of them recently because
Oh,
he was chewing on his
right.
foot.
Yeah, yeah.
But now he's healed up since I got him that medicine and everything. But
What about when he got stung in the eye? What happened there?
I don't know. I gave him Benadryl and
Okay.
stuff like that, and then he was okay. But yeah, his eyes all of a sudden he came in, his eye was swelled up. Had a thing for chasing bees, trying to
Oh,
bite him.
yeah.
Hopefully he learned his lesson with
Yeah.
that.
Losing battle. Yeah.
And my previous dog, Max, got stung 8 times in his mouth by
Ooh,
bees. He came to the door and he looked like a bull terrier. His face was all swelled up. He was sick for like 3 days. We had to get steroids and Benadryl for him.
right.
I had a crabapple tree at the
Oh,
time, so they getting them crab apples.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I had that tree cut down. After that,
Yeah. The
that
vet
was the end of it.
bills, they're expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So listen, Ray, love to have you on. It's great. And the new record, self-titled Ray Gilman. 21st record. He's hard at work on the 22nd, and he can make more than one best of. You got a few of them in there.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd say go to all your digital streaming platforms and you can find it
Yeah.
on there. There's usually a variety of styles on there. Based in rock, but there'll be a little blues, like "Long Gone." That's pretty much blues, a song about quitting your job, and then "A Thousand Secrets" is kind of a paranormal type song,
Right.
ESP remote viewing or whatever. So it's just, I guess I have complete freedom to do what I want in my studio. So maybe I should have someone tell me what to do. But
you gotta have. Do you run an album by Patty before you release it?
yeah, she listens to pretty much everything as I'm doing it. And
Yeah,
she'll give me some critique if it's needed.
Right. Yes, that's good. The sounding board and everything. G gives me some pointers sometimes. Say, hey, you shouldn't do that. You should do this. So
yeah,
it helps. Yeah. So we'll have all the links and of course the music on Musicians Reveal Radio on Live 365 by Ray Gilman. It'll be on Spotify, Apple, all the major audio podcast outlets, and of course right here on YouTube. So thanks, brother, for coming by.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we'll be talking football and hockey and Timberwolves and Knicks all through the year, I'm sure.
Yeah, the Knicks got a good team, huh?
Yeah, but we fired your former coach.
Oh yeah. That seems to be his MO. You got Big Cat though. He was my favorite player.
Yeah, that's right. Took a picture with Anicia, right?
Yeah, I got his jersey, Rookie of the Year jersey, hanging on my wall upstairs. My wife got that for a gift from her company.
Oh, wow.
So I got a signed Karl Anthony Towns Rookie of the Year jersey in a frame on my wall.
He's, he had a great year, but, people get sour when they start losing in the playoffs and they start saying, oh, you can't be on the court with Jalen Brunson and they don't play defense and,
Yeah, everybody's got their opinions.
Yeah, so should be an interesting year all through the NBA. And, of course, you'll be out doing gigging with your emergency brake on just for safety.
Yeah. I had to park on a hill.
Yeah,
because, when you're in a river town, everything slopes down to the river, So, so I forgot to take that off.
Yeah. Well, good thing you had it on. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So thanks, Ray. Great to see you. And, come by for the next record, the 22nd.
All right. Thanks for having me, Joe.
All right. Take care, Ray Gilman.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.